Hi, it's Kath, and I'm back here today with another Walking Dead inspired miniature. Today, we're going to make a 1:12 scale miniature replica of Michonne's katana. So without further ado, let's get started. The first thing you need is a 1/4 inch wooden dowel. Make a mark 3.5 inches from one end. This will be the full length of your katana. Then make another mark 1 inch away from that point. This section is going to be the handle. Add a mark 1/8 of an inch away from there to create the collar which separates the blade from the handle. As you can see, the handle is 1 inch long, the collar is 1/8 of an inch, and the blade is just under 2.5 inches. Start shaving down the blade area with an X-Acto knife. You want to thin it out to the point where it's flatter on two sides than the other. See how the round out is now an oval? That's what we're looking for. Then I outline the blade shape, making sure to add a slight curve to the end. That curve is essential to ensuring your katana doesn't come out looking like a sword. I cut on those lines and then file it down to smooth out all the edges. Once you have the basic shape down, draw a line straight down the center of the blade. This will help you create a bezeled edge. File down and away from that line to create that bezel. I know this appears a little thick, but you don't want to thin it out too much or you'll run the risk of it being super fragile. Next, let's tackle making the handle. I first score on the mark we drew. Just shave it down, making sure to taper it in on the end just a little bit. You only need to take off a few thin layers and then just file it until it's smooth. Using metallic silver spray paint, I spray on 2 coats. I couldn't get the same shiny smooth look with acrylic paint, so remember that this spray paint is a must. At this point, you can remove the excess wood and just keep the katana part. But I like to keep it just to have a handle to grip onto. With some painter's tape, I cut a thin strip and add it to the top and bottom area of the handle. Then using some black acrylic paint, I paint in that middle section. Then with some metallic gold acrylic paint, I paint on a small design. Well, this is more of a blob than a design, but no worries, most of this will get covered on later. Make sure to do that to both sides of the handle. Using some wax dental floss, we're going to make the wrap design for the katana. Make a tight knot and add super glue to reinforce it. Tie a knot on one side, flip the katana over, and tie a knot on the other side. Make sure to keep alternating back and forth. To add some gold detail to the blade, add a thin strip of painter's tape around the top of the blade closest to the collar. Now I'm removing the excess wood, I just break it right off. File down that rough edge and add some silver acrylic paint. To make the carrying case, I'm using some craft foam sheet. It doesn't matter what color you use because we'll be painting over it anyway. You want to roll a small section into a tube that will fit the diameter of your katana. Cut that section out. Glue the ends together with some E6000 glue. As you can see, this foam is flexible, so it'll contort to fit the curve of the katana. Cut a small piece of foam out. We'll use this to close one end of the tube that we just made. Glue it to one end and cut off the excess. Now I'm just taking down the length of this case because it's a little bit too long. For the straps, I just cut a thin strip of foam. Wrap it around the middle of the tube and cut off the excess. Glue down one end. Then with some 20 gauge jewelry wire, I make a buckle by rolling it around a needle nose plier. Slip that onto the strap and glue the strap down. Make the same strap buckle contraption to the end of the tube. Make sure it's the end that we didn't close up. For the carrying strap, cut a long thin piece of foam and glue both ends to the buckles. Now I just score the surface of the case with the back of my knife to give it a more leathery used texture. Then I dab on some brown acrylic paint and then add some lighter brown acrylic paint on top. Add some gold paint to the strap for details. For the stitching detail on the case, I use white acrylic paint to create some X's down the shaft. With some dental floss, I add the same wrap design that we did on the katana handle. Make sure to keep flipping it over to alternate the sides where you're tying the knots. See how bendy this case is? The katana will have no trouble fitting into this. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And check out more Walking Dead inspired miniatures on my channel. And don't forget to subscribe for more. See you next time. Bye!